officials prepare to announce the King's Court. This is Ntv At One. As cause of people living on the outskirts of Kampala had to trek long distances to their workplaces following a taxi driver strike that began this morning. Transport fares of border motorbikes and a few taxis that were operating were almost tripled in some parts of Kampala. The drivers under the umbrella body National Union of Drivers, Cyclists and Allied Workers protesting against what they called unfair treatment by the taxi governing body. Kampala Capital City Authority, we're supposed to get a comment from them, but let us have a look at the report.
By early this morning, many passengers planning to head to the city were stranded as taxi drivers began their strike. There was no single public means of transport to get them to their workplaces. Many of the public transport vehicles, commonly referred to as taxis, were parked around town. A few of them which accepted to transport passengers had their prices hiked. The borders were too unaffordable to many of the ordinary people. Many were stopping private vehicles to save the situation. Some, like this man, resorted to walking to work. Others chose to go back home. The drivers we talked to say they won't call off the strike until KCCA addresses their grievances. Key among their demands is an end to the alleged harassment of their members and extortion of money by KCCA officials. Vendors at Seka Market attempted to demonstrate to protest against the taxi operators' strike.
Police is trying to deploy in numbers after the people in Chiseka Market tried to start up a demonstration. We do not know how the day is going to end because the people in Chiseka.
Now, most roads in the city were this morning free from the usual traffic as drivers staged their strike. A number of taxi drivers say they got their vehicles using bank loans and are blaming KCCA of charging them very high fees that makes it hard for them to service their loans.
Tusasula maloni kati kitataye bwatugamba nti tujja kukola tumanyi mulamu agwo aliko okutugamba nti tujja kukola
naye bakwatira mu biseera ebikyamu ebifo ebikyamu ate batwala kuba kyajinga mu state council babajjako mutwalo 8 kibandibadde nga batuteesa ne police guni ne state council naye bantu ekendiza ku kibonerezo ekyo ekibonerezo ekitegeeki
ate tubalidde emulukwe kubanga ekigendererwa kyabali aba ndaddala ng'omukulembeze waabwe si gwe tuli naye kuba ye wa boda ate ffe tuli ba taxi.
Ffe kyatugamba okutuula yandibadde agamba batikira wakyamu batuule naye ng'ate mu kutuula batuula nga beekalakaasa olw'okuba batikira wakyamu kanso ne bakwata ekikyamu pozi kye baba bajja mu kanso kwe kubeera nti bwe bakwata ne bajjako 8 ne kanso ekola bubi n'erema ofulumya risiiti y'emitwalo 8.
Let's now have a look at what's happening in Busoga. The newly nominated Busoga Chabazinga Prince Wilberforce Nadiope Gabura has been presented before the Busoga Legislative Council for approval. However, a scuffle broke out at the Bugembe Kingdom headquarters when supporters loyal to Prince Edward Wambuzi, who is also claiming rights to the throne, attempted to contest the election.
People of Busoga sub-region could finally be on their way to getting the Wachabazinga after nearly 7 years of waiting. As early as 7 a.m., people had gathered here in numbers, anticipating the arrival of the new king, Prince Wilberforce Gabula IV. But as we waited, a scuffle broke out between Prince Edward Wambuzi, and it got to a point where police had to provide a ring as security for the people that had come to show support for Edward Wambuzi, who claims he's the rightful king to be on the throne. Later on, Prince Gabula arrived, and now he's going to be presented before the legislative body of the Busoga Kingdom. Sheila Nduchire, NTV at Bugembe headquarters here in Jinja.
Thank you, Sheila. Now, police in Kampala have rescued a woman who attempted to commit suicide by climbing up a tree in the Plush Koloro suburb. The woman, whose nationality we couldn't verify, threatened to throw herself down if she was not allowed to meet the ambassador of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Unataka ambassador wa Kongo? Ambassador wa Kongo. Wewe shuka tukuchukue. Ninashuka.
If this one is started, if you fail, this
Somebody who is organized like this. Mama, ate mahindi.
Who has been known as Amen. She gave us one name. She has been taken to Tabika Hospital so that the specialists there give us a report on her mental well-being. If she's stable and doing okay, then we shall try to find out what was her intention.
Strange but true there. The deputy spokesperson of Kampala Capital City Authority has dismissed the claims made by taxi drivers about hiked charges, saying the authority has not made a resolution on the matter. Robert Kalumba was speaking to NTV on phone this morning.
First and foremost, they have issues concerning harassment and all that. We have been saying that if they have those issues, let them report them to police for investigation, and we move on. We're entering now in the meeting with them. No, there is no resolution yet.
Let's now take a short break. We'll come back with more stories this afternoon.
Use White Star Laundry Bar Soap with a lemon fragrance, and you'll have a fresh, clean day. Be like a star. Use White Star.
My daddy is a star.
White Star Laundry Bar Soap. All day fresh clean.
Malaria can be cured with the right medicines from the right sources and the right doses to avoid resistance. Prevention is the key to saving lives.
This message was brought to you by Church of Uganda, the AIDS Support Organization TASO, and the Ministry of Health.
On the next episode, brought to you by...
At Orange, we know you want to do more on the internet. That's why we bring you happy hour day and night.
On the next episode of Deception.
So if we can keep him until maybe when he grows up, he can decide for himself. I bought something to keep him warm. I hope I chose the right color. I'm not good with colors.
Mom, pakwano munange bawala bange. Noonya ku mayumba ag'okupangisa wano. Mulinawo okwo?
Yesterday we keep a low profile. Now what are you doing here?
Era ngezezaako okuuma low profile. Laba gwe nkubye ne galubindi nga zonna enkuba etonya gwe labayo. Laba ebisikati bye nnyambadde labayo. Era mbuzaabuzizza.
Deception.
You can download movies at the lowest prices another fast from Orange. Dial *133# to buy a data bundle. Happy hour changes with Orange. Today changes with Orange.
Welcome back. This is Ntv At One. International health experts have ranked pregnancy complication known as Eclampsia among the top 5 contributors to maternal death globally. The complication that follows a medical condition known as pre-eclampsia makes women get high blood pressure and rapid weight gain, which puts them, their lives and that of their babies at risk. Florence Nalimba explores this condition in this afternoon's Health Focus.
Most people who get fits don't recall the uncontrollable episodes they went through when they get round. Aisha Namsobia was a pregnant 18-year-old who experienced a temporary memory loss. Aisha, who was then 8.5 months pregnant, was taken to Iganga Hospital but couldn't express herself clearly to the medical personnel.
She was unconscious, she was convulsing, the BPs were very high.
Her pre-eclampsic condition, where a pregnant woman gets high blood pressure and rapidly gains weight, had developed into a quick killer, eclampsia.
Characterized by mother developing generalized tonic seizures of fits with a high blood pressure. This condition normally starts after 5 months of pregnancy, which is about 20 weeks.
Eclampsia is one of the top leading causes of maternal deaths in the country. Sadly, it's one of the toughest to be handled by the medical workers. More so with latecomers like Aisha.
Once they have eclampsia, it means the mother's life is at risk, so it takes priority. We have to control the blood pressure and then deliver the mother within 6 hours of diagnosis.
It is vital that the placenta, which is a likely cause, be removed immediately to avert deadly consequences.
The mothers will just deteriorate, they will get organ failure, the kidneys will fail, they can bleed in the brain, the fetus will die inside, and the mothers will generally not do well.
In most cases, this is the commonest emergency we deal with without even having to wait, because we know we can lose both the mother and the baby at the same time.
Statistics from the World Health Organization indicate that about 75,000 women globally die from this condition every year.
There are substances which come from the placenta and then go into the saturation and then cause pathology. So what happens is the placenta is fully formed after about 5 months, and that's when this process tends to start.
We normally give magnesium sulfate to prevent a fit, to prevent them from convulsing. Then we give hydrazine to lower the blood pressure.
It is more common in women who are carrying the first pregnancy, or women who are having a first pregnancy for their current partner.
Chances of getting preeclampsia, which develops into eclampsia, increase when a woman is above 35 years, has diabetes, high blood pressure or kidney disease. It also affects teenage mothers like Aisha, or those who are to have 2 or more babies.
For the mother, normally after delivery, they recover. They become okay, like that one you saw on the bed. But her baby died. That baby was severely aspirated.
Well, in Uganda, if you deliver a baby less than 7 months, the chances of survival are very, very low, almost close to 0.
A study done at Mulago Hospital has shown that some interventions can reduce the risk of the disease.
The vitamin C supplementation can reduce. You know, hypertensive disease in pregnancy is the whole spectrum of diseases. It can be just high blood pressure with the protein in the urine, or high blood pressure, protein in the urine with convulsions. The causes are similar.
Eclampsia is a silent pregnancy killer, and about 4 women are diagnosed with the condition every month at Iganga Hospital.
You can get about 6 in every month.
At Jinja Referral Hospital, the number is high, above 14.
And sometimes these mothers can't afford certain things. You say you request for renal function test, it is not being done in the Jinja Hospital. We write for them and it is done in a private, and they charge from 60 to 80,000. And how many mothers can afford 60 to 80,000?
The UNICEF Chief of Health, Miki Chopra, says conditions of poverty are largely to blame for hampering the progress in attaining the UN MDGs, especially number 5 of improving maternal health. He adds that it may affect the post-2015 goals if not checked.
Inequities and social injustice are still killing far too many women and children. If we have the political leadership, the resources and the accountability, we need to hold everybody accountable for the progress or lack of.
Maternal deaths in Uganda stand at 438 deaths of every 100,000 live births, and high blood pressure, which encompasses preeclampsia and eclampsia, is a great contributor. Other direct causes of death are severe bleeding, infections, obstructed labor and unsafe abortion. The 5 account for about 75% of all maternal deaths globally, according to WHO. Important to note is that most are preventable. Florence Alimba, NTV in Iganga.
Thank you, Florence. But still on matters health, the Democratic Republic of Congo says 2 Ebola deaths have been confirmed, and that and the World Health Organization as well has also says that the outbreak in Congo could not be connected to the one in West Africa. But let's have a look at these stories next.
Kabange Numbi said yesterday that 2 of 8 samples from the northwest Equatorial province came back positive for the deadly disease. Numbi said Congolese officials believe Ebola has killed 13 people in the region, including 5. He said it was in the outbreak in West has killed, while the other in the Sud Health Organization said from the region organization said Dave went on the field. He said health
make a point.
I thought it was Nico's fault then. And then these things happen, they can happen, but not.
And it's just an
Nico's door. How does that
apology?
Experienced?
I was quicker, and I.